Good morning, everybody. I hope you are doing okay. I hope you are fine.
Yeah, we are fine, sir.
That's wonderful. Okay, so we thank God it's Friday. Sorry, give me a second. All right. I wanted to fix up my sharing. Okay, so let's see what we have today. So today there is no news. Today's Friday. There is no news, and we don't have any problem from the fundamental part of things. So we can just go ahead to look at the technicals that we have for today. All right. So once again, everybody that is just joining, I welcome you to today's live session. Uh, thank God it's Friday. All right. Okay. So I'll start with goal today. Today is the end of the week, so we will just keep it we'll keep it very light. We are not going to do too much today as it's weekend. So I'll just start with gold because I'm seeing something on gold. I'm seeing something on gold that is very interesting. So we know that we have started the new push to the upside after clearing all of this. After clearing all of these highs, you can confirm a break of structure. Of course, it started from here. We had a break of structure here. Then we had another one at this point. So something has happened there that is very interesting to me. So if you go to the H4, you'll notice that there was a point where price was doing a little bit of sideways movement here. As you can see, we had this and this before price broke. So this is a very this I love this kind of situations, right? When we have something like you can also see it play out down here. You can also see it play out down here when we have prices coming into like a kind of a range, trying to build up and then it breaks. So usually when price comes back there, it's always very powerful. So the same thing is happening here. So we had this, and then we broke. And now to add to that, there's liquidity buildup here. So this space is like is serving as inducement. Can you see that? That zone is serving as inducement for the buy. So gold came into a little bit of bearishness at this point. So what I'm expecting from gold to do is maybe today or next week, gold should drop inside this and then begin the move. Okay, gold should drop inside this guy and then begin the move. And then if you check the daily also, using our using the way we used to look at our bias and direction, you see that we took this place with the body. So there was a strong body closure at this point. So if you go to the H4, you see that we had a moment where price, came into some consolidation so that it can break that zone. So upon breaking that zone, it has come down again to print liquidity. Can you see that? So at this point now, price has printed some form of liquidity here. So what I'm expecting from gold is gold should drop inside this place and then we resume the buys. Is that okay? So that's my view for XAU USD. So this side was ignored. Like I said, if we come to the market and we have something like this you wanted to trade from, and then along the line, price now does something like this. This is where your focus should be. This guy here. This is where your focus should be. Let it be that this place is invalidated before you can now turn your focus to here. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. If you come here and then price snubs this one and then see does a new one, all you care about is you're trading from the next expansion until you get to where? Until you get to your draw on liquidity, which is this high. So let's say, for instance, this buy, price doesn't come here, but for some reason, price goes to break this guy like this. I will not focus on here again. I'll focus on this guy. because from here now is what I want to trade from up till this high. So that's how we play continuation. So we're looking at gold going back to all-time highs, and the most recent expansion that should fund that movement to the upside is here, is this guy here. So we're expecting that gold can just do a little bit of a drop inside this guy, and then we push up. So this is what my view for gold looks like. So if you're going to be taking the trades, you just have to be very look this is how the entry is going to look like. This high here that was touched at this point, and the liquidity is lying down here. So this is what the entry is going to look like. Okay, and then your SL is this a more safe SL? You can take it up a little bit, or if you want a more conservative SL, it's going to be here, and then sorry, and then the high. This high here is going to be the first take profit. This guy here is going to be your first take profit for about 2 hours. But of course, you know that the final draw on liquidity is all the way up here for 5 hours. Is that okay? So that's what I'm looking at for gold. That's what I'm looking at for gold. This is when I studied and I checked that I liked this behavior. So this is where I'm going to be positioned for the next bull run on gold. Okay. So Mr. Jerry, do you have anything to add to gold?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Citibank. Yeah, you are very
Morning, sir.
correct. There's gold just created the liquidity at that spot, and then there's a high possibility that it can dip down to take out those liquidity and then drop into that zone that you have the silver shaded region, and that's where we have the most recent order block. So we're watching it.
Okay.
Another thing is that sometimes gold could also dip into that region and take out that liquidity, to test the FFG, the fair value gap in that's the second span that gave rise to that move. Yes, where your cursor is, that zone might come down to where there's the fair value gap there. Yeah, exactly. So it is also possible that it takes out the region you shaded, but we just keep watching. If it takes out that region, it takes out the stop loss, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. We'll just come back and wait for it at that zone. But once
Yes.
it comes into that zone, there's going to be high probability, very high probability that it's going to buy it back from there. So we just keep on watching and see how it's going to fare. Whichever way it goes, we follow it. We
All right.
would not want to we would not want to be predictive. We want to be reactive instead. So when it comes to trading, we don't predict, we react based on what price tells us or does. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry. So that's it. So let's see how this one goes for us between today and next week. So we're still looking at all-time highs. So just be patient and we ride the trend together. Okay. So AUD we still have a drawn liquidity that is to be taken on AUD-CHF. So we still have tendencies to drop, as you can see. So what happened here is that we had an entry here that it was snubbed. We had, of course, that we have already made more AUD-CHF from this first one. Let me, where's my magnets? Okay. We already made money from this first move. So, I mean, if you miss
You are breaking,
like
Citibank. We
one
can't hear you properly.
other moves,
We are breaking.
it's not
Your network is bad.
not that bad. So what I'm saying here is that as this guy was small, something has occurred. the same thing I just said for gold. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I think you are clearer now. You were breaking
Okay,
the other time.
yes.
Your line was breaking, sir.
Okay, but is it good now?
Yes, it's better
Very
now.
okay. Very okay.
Okay. I just changed my network so that we can continue. Okay, that's fine. So I said the same thing that is happened or that happened for gold is something that is playing out here again. So when we just take a major zone like that, you want to see how the price take that zone. You can see that there are two things here. We have the fair value gap here. We have the fair value gap that is laying down there. We have the liquidity that is here. And then this place was the zone that price played with a couple of times before breaking. So even if we don't come back to this other block here, tendencies that can come here and we can sell. Is that okay? So what we are just doing is we are adapting to the new move that we are getting in the market. And then I'm seeing another change of another expansion. Here, let me see the one. Okay. It's not looking bad also, but we have to wait for confirmation at these zones. Why? Because we have here to trade. We also have here to trade. So you need to be, very cautious the way you do it. So you see the way we do it. Then every time we get a new higher time frame expansion, that is where our focus will turn to, right? Until we get to the draw on liquidity. That's the final target, which is here. Okay. So well, if we don't get to that point, every expansion, is where we're going to look to trade from. So this one that just happened now, it just happened, I think, 2 hours ago. That is 1 hour ago, actually. So what we are seeing here is that we have another expansion here. We also have one here. So we have to wait for the one that gives us the confirmation. So if we're going to be trading from here, then maybe when price enters inside here, you can feel free to go to the 30 minutes to the 15 minutes. See how nice it's looking on the 30 and 15 minutes. Can you see that? So when price comes inside this place and we get something like this, we can trade. So it is going to be that price has come here and then it has not done any form of has not given us any intention to sell. Then we know that maybe it wants to sweep this place, this liquidity, and then tap into this original move that we had here before we sell. So that's how we adapt. Okay. That's how we just play along with the trend. We're not trying to do any, but we're not trying to do magic. As it happens, we just, how you are driving somewhere with, let me say, with maps, right? And then you take another route. What will the map do? The map will just reroute itself so that it can align with where you are going. Is it not? The map will not just stay on that one that you have left. It has to reroute itself so that you are it's showing you a new track to follow now, is it not? So that's what's happening here. So if we have another expansion, we can always feel free to trade from here because chances are price will not always want to come back to this high. Is that okay? So let me show you something on Bitcoin. These trades, if they don't trigger today, of course, you know that next week we are still going to be active to trade. We have taken how many trades this week? And this week has been a very positive week. So I mean, even if we don't take any trade today, we have done well. I'm very sure that a good number of us have capitalized on the signals that have been dropped. Okay. So like I said, the thing happened here on Bitcoin. Okay. Remember, I said that we should be very cautious the way we buy from Bitcoin because of the way the sellers dropped into Bitcoin. I don't know if you can recall, we had a very key demand here. And then I said, yes, I want to buy from here because there was actually a break of structure at this point. That indicates that we want to buy. But when I did my study, I realized that this buy is not yet ready because of the way we entered this place. You see that we took here, see the way we took this place with a strong body, and there was also a key level here. The thing I just showed you for gold and AUD is the same thing that happened here. Price came into this place and then did what? And then gave us a fully bearish engulfing candle formation. So at that point, I knew that whatever buy wants to happen here is going to have to wait until what? Until this engulfing is taken, and then now we can buy. But since it was not taken, something happened. Look, let's go to the H4. The H4 now, you see that we had the same thing again. 1, 2, 3, and then a break. So you see the way price came back to here and sold. And then it was also pointed out yesterday that we have a very strong stance or tendency of selling from this other block. I talked about it yesterday. This other block. This place was also a fully bearish engulfing candle formation. Can you see that what happened here for us to get this initial sell happened again at this point? So you see, there was, if you see, just look at it, you see that this candle, this one fully engulfed this one. Look at it, the high and the low of the candle was taken. So there was a very strong chance that when we come inside, we are going to drop. Can you see? So at this point, what I was trying to show you is how you can adapt to the market. At this point, yes, you can tell me that there's an order block here that we can sell from. There is fair value gap, there's liquidity, but ask yourself, where is the most recent expansion? And it is here. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from. Yes, there's another block here, a very valid one. It has fair value gaps. It has liquidity. There was a sweep, everything, break of structure. This was very valid. But we have a DOL to go to. And then the next expansion happened here. So we are going to reroute ourselves to see if we can take a trade from here. Let it be that this guy fails before you come to take your trade from this guy. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make now. So that's how we follow the trend. And then what happened here is that upon mitigation of this other block that we had here, there was something on the 15 minutes time frame. Can you see? The 15 minutes time frame gave a what? It gave another expansion here. Can you see? So you see the way we can follow the way we can be following trends. You see the way we can be following trends. Let me show you. And this was how the sell for BTC was supposed to happen. I didn't take the trade. I'm not going to tell you that I took the trade, but I'm just going to tell you that the way we analyzed it was very accurate. I didn't take the trade because of other things that were on. And then, of course, we're also watching out for this demand zone. So this was a trade up to this point and even up to this low. So are you seeing the way you can join in? Are you seeing the way you can join in with a trade until? So you see that now that we're going to the DOL, we have finished the story. Somebody that was waiting for a sell at this point will not even see anything. But if you are able to follow the next expansion, trade from the next expansion, then you're definitely going to see a very nice trade. Okay. I wanted to stop by to give an update on Bitcoin. So officially, stay with me. Officially, this demand zone has been invalidated. Can you see? So officially, this demand zone now has been invalidated. So what do we see now? This low is now our low of reference. What do I want to see on this low? On the daily time frame or the weekly, which is going to be ending in 2 days. Bitcoin is not like currencies. Bitcoin run through the weekends. Okay. So this low now is now my low of reference. Now, the way price closes this low is going to, give me a very strong story to build for the next week. So if this low, price closes this low with the body, what will I now do? I can clearly see the last expansion that I can expect price to go here and sell. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. So the way we close with this body is going to give us a very strong story to build for next week. And of course, if today or the week closes like for some reason this candle goes back and closes with a week like this, the candle goes up, all this selling pressure goes back up, and then it closes like this, then you know that, oh, maybe this low is trying to form some reversals to the upside. Is that okay? So you see the way we build it and then we wait for it to happen. If it does not happen, we leave it alone. Okay? You see how we waited for this one and it has played out. And all the trades that we have been taking and we have taken this week, EU, AUD, CHF, there was one I took, I already talked about it here, Euro, GBP, where I was waiting for it to happen for a while. Then when it came, we just, did what we already planned to do. So on BTC, that is how we are going to be looking at it. The way this candle closes now will give us a very strong information going into the new week, how we are going to approach it. Okay. All right. So let's do Euro AUD. Okay. Let's do Euro AUD. Somebody can come to the market and wonder, what do I do? Okay. It's very simple. Number one, look at the way price has reacted. Look at the key zones, the key lows and highs that price has reacted to. That is how you used to know what you're supposed to do next. Okay. Now, from what I even have here, there was an order block here. I think on the weekly, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. On the weekly that was taken here. So usually or price should do, or price should come for this high. That's one. Two, go to the daily time frame. This was a major low, like I just talked about on Bitcoin. See the major low. How did price close that major low? Can you see? Price took that major low with a what? With a wick. So this was a sign that we're going to reverse. Abi? Good. Moving forward. Now, after the sweep of this candle, let's go to the H4 to see. You see that we had a break of structure to the upside. There were so many breaks here. We also broke at this point, over and over and over again. And then the first buy for this guy came up here. You see that this guy was a zone that price, interacted with a couple of times with liquidity lying down here, fair value gap. So price just came here and kicked up. Good. Now, what happens? This is another low now. What has price done? Even if you go to the daily, you'll see it very clearly. That same thing that happened here, it has happened again. This low here, price has swept it with a wick. Can you see that? And then yesterday came in with a very strong push. Look at how strong yesterday's candle was. Yesterday's candle was strong enough to come and sweep here and now close bullish. So this is now what? This is now a fully bullish engulfing candle formation. So it won't be out of place if we expect that price should buy from this expansion. I don't know if you are seeing the way I'm doing it. Well, don't worry, we are going to teach it very well when we do our program. So can you see the way I'm doing it? So on the 4 hours now, you look, that expansion on the daily has now transcended to the H4. So this is what it's looking like. This person that is standing here now becomes our liquidity. Now you wonder, how can I buy? How can I position myself for this buy? It's very simple. You want to buy from a cheaper price, okay? So taking your Fibonacci from here till this place, you can see that your cheaper price is falling just below this line. That is from the 50% to the 60, 70, whatever. So anywhere within this region is a discounted price enough for you to start looking for buys. Is that okay? So if Euro AUD, gives me a push inside this zone, maybe even if it's not today, next week, you best believe we are going to buy from here. We are going to at least look for buys from there, because I cannot tell you what the market will do. I can only tell you what I will do if the market does something. Okay? So if the market comes inside this guy, I can look to buy. This thing has been happening over and over and over again. Same thing, we had something a few weeks back, a couple of weeks back, we had something on Euro USD CAD that happened like that. Let me show you if I can still find it. Let me go to the higher time frame. I can still find it. Where was that? It was one crazy buy that happened on is it USD CAD or one of these USD pairs? It was a very, very solid buy. I can't find it now. Can't find it on demand, but if I see it, I'll let you know. So what I can do is I can always tell you, oh, okay, this is what price is doing, and this is what I expect, it to do. So when it comes down here, it will sweep this liquidity, tap into this fair value gap, and which is also a discounted price. And now when price takes it, where we're going to trade to, at least this high is going to be your first drop on liquidity before we even go into the targeting all these other highs. Is that clear? So that's how we do it. Okay. So, okay, Euro GBP, the trade I said I had from Euro GBP was around here. And then the same thing, we swept liquidity, tapped fair value gap, and I held the trade till when we took this high. That was when I closed the trade. Okay. Now let's go into see how can we, adapt to the next information. Now, price took here with a wick. Stay with me. Price took here with a wick. So that was a sign to sell, is it not? And then even daily high was taken here. That was another sign to sell. But I've said something. When we are in a very bullish market, I don't just want to come and see daily high sweep to sell. I will not sell like that. It needs to give me proper information that, oh, okay, we are bullish, but I want to really sell. Then I'll now sell. So this was not enough. And then, of course, if I tried to sell, that would have been burnt. Today has opened and has done what? And has gone to take all of this high that was here. You can see how strong today's candle has opened. So what am I expecting price to do now? Of course, we all know on this session that after an expansion, we look for what? Price to retrace to where it started from so that we can join. This is like, there's fair value gap here, there's everything here. So we can expect that a push inside this place before we buy. Can you see that? That's how we do it. So, the way today gave us this massive push-up. The way we had this push-up was very, very, good for us. So we can expect that Euro GBP either the next week can drop inside this guy, and then we buy. Okay. Remember, it's end of the week. We're not trying to do too much. We're just waiting and forecasting the trades for the next week. Okay. Same thing with Euro NZD. Same thing with the Euro NZD. Let me clear my chart. Let's go from beginning. So what do you see? I come into my chart. I don't care about everything that's happened up to this place. It's not my business. I want to trade today. I want to trade this week. So I come to see what's the information I'm getting, at this point. This was a major high. Price to keep it the body. So that's a sign for continuation, is it not? All right. So I want to see what expansion funded this body closure. I can easily spot this guy. Look at it on the line chart. Can you see that this was the high that funded this break? Okay, that's very nice. So this guy now is looking like what to me? He's looking like liquidity to me. So I can expect price to do what? I can expect price to come in, sweep all of this liquidity, tap this guy, but I'll not enter blindly. H4 has to give me what? A change of character. When H4 gives me an alignment, I can now trade. Now, where am I going to buy to? It's very simple. This is your draw on liquidity. Why? Because this is the high that started the retracement into this guy. So from this point, we are going to buy till, or at least I'm going to look to buy from here till this high. Is that okay? So I hope it's clear. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. Of course, I know some people are just joining us for the first time. You have to follow it, little by little so that you get acquainted with the way we do it here. Rome wasn't built today, so you have to follow it little by little time. Okay. Euro USD. What am I seeing here? So Euro USD is still on the bullish charge. It's still on the bullish charge. Another thing I spotted on Euro USD is that our candle, this thing came into play here. Weekly candle was swept. So we're looking at even as much as going up till this high. Okay. So you see daily gave an expansion here to show that, yes, so we have aligned with that bias that weekly is trying to tell. So weekly gave the instruction. Daily has given the what? Daily has given the go ahead. So 4 hours is remaining to give us the trade. And of course, you remember the trade that we got here yesterday. My own was here, but the trade was called at this point, and we're able to join in for this buy. So what is the view now for Euro USD? So we still have this place to trade to. We still have this place to trade to. So I was still looking at here. I was still actually looking at this place to buy from. I like the way price interacted with here a couple of times. And then we had the fair value gap, So I was looking at price to come here, do a final push. But if today does a H4 this thing and goes to the draw on liquidity, I'm going to say, okay, the story has come to an end. I'll wait for a new story to unfold on Euro USD. But that was my view. So you see that when we have started a movement and we have a DOL, look at something. This was an expansion. Price did not get here. But you see that this was the new expansion. And price interacted with this guy. This was another expansion. Price interacted with this guy. So this is another expansion that price should come to. So you see that if you were very rigid and waiting for this first expansion, you will not see any trade. Meanwhile, the trade is happening here. The trade has happened here. The trade has even happened here too. I think there was a buy. Yes, this was where my buy started from. If you go to H1, H2, you'll see a very nice order block. This was where the buy. So you see there's a buy here, there's a buy here, there's a buy here. You are still waiting for this one. It's like you don't want to trade. So this is what I'm waiting for again. This is another expansion, this whole place. So if price should come here, then there can definitely be a buy and we can trade to DOL. But if for some reason the draw on liquidity is reached, which is this place, is reached first before we come here, then I'll know that this story has come to an end. Then we're going to wait for a new one to unfold. So this is how you catch continuations. Last week I had a trade on Euro CHF, just continuation. Like price just gave a new expansion. There was still space for the DOL to be reached. I just entered from that continuation, from that expansion zone, and the trade ran to DOL. As simple as that. Okay? So that's how you do it. Keep it very simple. Keep it. Oh, GBP card is already playing out. Wait, oh. Okay. So what happened on GBP card? Let me show you. Remember, I think some people were still on this trade. You are yet to send your title. Me, I was stopped out on this trade. Some people that have not yet taken the trade, please. Some people that did not close their trade or that SL did not hit and they made profit. I'm waiting for my title. I'm waiting for my title. Mr. Femi say, don't wait forever to come to you. When the I have you. Okay. Oh. So that's how we do it now. So something happened here. Daily, this low was taken with a week. So that was a sign, of course, that the buys were going to come in. So I pointed out that my SL was just a little bit too tight. What Price wanted to do was to just sweep this last liquidity before kicking off. I acknowledge my fault. I held myself accountable for my action. So, but some people had lower SL, which is good. So they're able to make some money, but they have not reached out to me after now, but it's well. So what did I see here? So upon sweeping this low, something happened. You can see that the H4 has expanded very, very powerfully to the upside. So what I'm looking at now, we want to see a cheaper zone to buy from, is it not? So if we take our fib from here to here, you can see that we have very well fallen into our discounted price. Okay, so the GBP card has every reason to buy from this zone. Are we together? So daily sweep, H4 expansion, and is also what's coinciding with this fair value gap. So you see, so there's every reason for this trade to play out from here. Okay, so let's see what the 1R is saying. Okay, you see that 1R just tapped into this other block that was here. Okay, the H4 is not yet done. The H4 is trying to engulf this candle. Okay, this candle here is trying to engulf this one, but we still have 1 hour, so you need to wait for it to finish. If we get a bullish closure of this candle, then you know that we might be looking to resume our buys to this place. Okay, so that's how I'm going to position for the trade. That's how I'm going to position for the trade. Expansion means break of structure, sir. It's as simple as that. If I say this is an expansion, this is a break of structure. Okay, all right. So this trade is really kicking up. Woo! What just happened? What just happened? There's no news now. Oh my days. Are we seeing this? This is powerful. This is powerful. Okay. This just happened, on our watch, but okay. That's happened. There's nothing we can do about it. Mr. Moshood is asking for the link to WellTrade analyzing the market. Okay, I'll drop the link for you. I'll drop the link when I go over to the other side. Okay, so there's a lot of momentum that just got kicked into GBP card, and the price is almost close to the take profit zone. Okay, let me say something on the lower time frame. Okay. Okay. This just happened on our watch, so we have to see how maybe price can react to this 30-minute OB to continue to the upside. But if price should get to this place first, then we may have to sit out. Okay. So we need this candle to close. This candle close is, then we can continue. Okay. I don't know where this is coming from because there's no economic events today. We are still looking at that. This is a very solid. Okay. What do I have for this guy? Please, are you hearing me clearly? My network is cracking again.
Yeah, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay, that means the issue is from TradingView. TradingView is lagging. This GBP card push is very, very solid. Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's going to DOL. This is crazy. Okay. No problem. I was waiting for something to happen there, but we may have to sit that one out. Okay. So the reason I try to show us these things over and over again is so that we can do it on our own, because that is the goal of every trader, to be able to do it on their own. So we had this low here that price showed with the body. So we were, this indicates continuation. So as usual, what is price going to do? Price is simply going to want to retrace to the most recent break of structure, like what happened here. So in this case, this was the entire order block. Okay, sorry. This was the entire order block. So normally I like my price to touch my lines before it drops. But so that in case you see this thing on your own, you can do it, effortlessly. So if price takes with the body, feel free to look for where the expansion, that's the last break of structure, occurred from. Chances are, there are huge chances that it's going to continue the sales from there. Okay, so that's what happened. And then lastly, I think I have done gold. So this is my view for gold. I'm expecting gold to just sweep this liquidity, tap here, and then we buy. Okay, so that's that for today. Remember, today is Friday. We have already caught a lot of pips, this week. So we should not, we should not force the market again. If you did not join us to, trade this week like that, feel free, fund your account, and let's see what we can get next week. Okay, the signals will keep coming till December 15th. Okay, so December 15th, we'll keep sending signals to the general groups, and then thereafter we'll go back to focus on the funded areas. Okay, I have a trade call here. I think I just have a trade call. Every other synthetic is still trying to develop. So the only thing I have for synthetic is this guy. So remember, we are trying to retrace into this higher time frame supply. Okay, let me just drop the link for Oga Moshood now. Control C. Is it there? Have you seen the link? Okay, he's on the call. You have seen the link, right? It's on the all right, no problem. That's fine. Okay. So this is, like I said, we're trying to retrace into this place. So I went to the 4 hours to see, okay, price has been on an upward move, like a trend line from here. Price has been trending very seriously from this point. So this was the last demand. Okay, this was the last demand that you can see that price. You see that price swept this low. You can see that price swept this low. Okay, and then did what? And then expanded to the upside by breaking this high. Okay, price broke this high. Then it came here to print some liquidity. Can you see? So what has price done now? Price has simply come back to the order block, and it has done what? And it has expanded again. Look at the 1 hour time frame now. So you see, that's why this guy is looking very nice for me. Okay, so this is like the liquidity build-up. So I just want price to tap into this guy and buy. So if you trade synthetics, we are going to look to buy this guy. Okay, let me see if I can call it out. If you trade synthetics, we'll look to buy this guy today. The PEX 5 by units. The EP for this trade is 8709.81. The SL is 8081.33. And the TP is a big trade though. So if you start any time your trade gives you this high for 2 hours, or just it takes this high, you break even. So let me just call the TP at maybe 3 hours so that I know some of us may not be able to hold it. And then the TP for this guy is looking like 82,595. Okay. All right. So this is it for synthetics today. So please, risk responsibly, trade safe. Don't over leverage your accounts for any reason. Let it not be because you were not able to join in the trades that we had this week. You want to use one trade and flip your account. That may be the trade that takes you back to your village. So please, let's try to risk responsibly, okay? Because in as much as the trade looks good, it still has tendencies of failing. That is the truth. That's why we really emphasize that you risk what you can afford to trade with, okay? So this is the only thing I have for synthetics, and I said I'll just call it out for us. So let's see how this one goes. Hopefully we can catch some pips on the synthetics part of things, and that would be like a way to crown our week, a huge success. So thank you very much, everyone. Daily Peeps, I greet you. Mr. Kehinde Adesomi and Mr. Kehinde Dada, thank you very much. Miss Emmanuel Ogale, Miss Gloria, Mr. Henry, Mr. Giro, Mr. Jerry, Mr. Justus, Mr. Matthias, Jimmy, Mr. Moshood, Mr. Femi, how you doing? Oga Oluti, sure you don't see synthetics now. I know say you go take them. Can you hear me? Oluti, are you there? Okay, I don't think he's active. Mr. Loa Shegun, Oga Paulinus, Mr. Phillips, Mr. Sam, and
I
lastly,
can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, have you seen the Flip 5?
Yeah,
How
I've
are
seen
you
it.
looking at it
I'm
now? Do you
waiting.
like
I'm
it?
waiting for it.
You're waiting for it too?
Yes.
Okay, now let's see if if that one can give something today.
Thank you.
Let's see if that one can do something today. Mr. Kehinde is saying you just joined. You don't do finish show. Did I do gold? Yes, I did gold. I'm waiting for gold to sweep liquidity. Look at my screen very briefly. That is the gold. Okay. Are you seeing it, Mr. Kehinde? Are you seeing it? So we are looking at it to sweep here and then buy. If this one fails, that is when we are now going to look for this loop. Okay. So that's that from me. Let's see, please, that Flip X5, if you're going to take in it, you know what to do. Manage your risk, and we hope we can get a few points from synthetics also today, and then that will crown our week. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Hello, Sito. Please, before we go, I
Okay.
just want to say one or two things. For the past 3 days, we've been dropping some signals. We want to do this to, support some of us for the Christmas. It's a way of us saying thank you to some of us that have been committed to us. However, we still want to plead with us to at least reciprocate our gesture by, trading with us. I understand that some of us are still trading with some other brokers, even while we are getting all of these signals and daily market analysis and even training. This is not too good. Please, let's endeavor to, reciprocate our gesture for all of this. We are looking at doing a 30-day trading tour between now and possibly December 15th to support us with signals every day. I believe that between now and then, someone who has a small account can, grow it substantially to become something tangible. And not only that, by next year, we are looking at a few people who would can work with us even on whatever regions or city where they live. We are looking at putting up one or two things together and seeing those that can be able to work with us to drive followers and also client base. We are going to be rolling out the modalities, all of this, for those of you that will be interested in working with us. Please, when we roll out the plans, do endeavor to get in touch with us, and then we'll have a thorough discussion on how to go about it by January. But meanwhile, if we have some of our friends who are looking for where to get some good signals or train analysis like we have been given, please don't hesitate to refer them to us. Thank you. We'll keep in touch. Thank you, Sito Bonk. Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Jerry.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.